Hey everybody, welcome to another Saturday Crafternoon. Hey, I see a lot of people out there. You guys are chatting up the storm. I think we stumped you guys a little bit on some of the trivia questions, especially that last one. Oh man, I see Judy Bauer, you missed that last one, but don't worry, there's some more questions coming. That one was a tough one. I didn't know that one. I had to literally look that one up because I couldn't get that one. But hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun putting it together. And if you're tuning in for the first time and you've never been to any of my lives before, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I host weekly live sessions, and we talk about anything crafty, from embroidery, knitting, crocheting, you name it, decoupage. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I like to share all kinds of projects that I'm working on, tips, tricks. We share ideas. Some of you guys out there have Etsy stores or go to craft shows and sell some things. So I like to help you guys out, give you some ideas on what you can do for some of those items. And today's a perfect day for that because we're getting ready for Easter. Now, I know it's a little bit early, but I'm down here in sunny South Florida and it's getting really hot. It actually almost feels like summer because it's really, really hot outside. So I want to take a look at a couple things that you guys can do, and I'll share some of those ideas with you today. So I hope that everyone had a great week and you're just all set for your fun weekend and you can get a little bit of crafting time in. So let's just say hello to a few friends that we have out there. So I see Barikwa Sewing and Crafts. I see Kathy, aka Crazy Knitting Nana. I love that name. That's awesome. I see Crafting with Robin, Jackie Hallman, Judy Bauer, Marian Allenson, Robin Shriver. Oh my gosh. And I see a lot of you guys are from a lot of different places: Maryland, Minnesota, Virginia, Florida, Pennsylvania. Wow. Haymarket, Virginia. And let me see. I'm not sure if I missed anyone else out there, but thank you guys for joining and spending an hour with me today. So if you tuned in last week, it was live number 30, and we covered a couple of different things. So one of the things that we looked at was a Temu haul. It was the first time that I had ordered from this company, and I just wanted to test them out, and I got a couple of little rickrack type items and wanted to just share with you the experience that I had with them on some of these items. I didn't get anything really expensive. I just wanted to kind of test the waters and see how they would do. So if you haven't checked that video out, just go ahead. That's live number 30. So just go ahead and check that one out. We also did a couple of other things that we looked at. And one of the things that I am still gaga over are these hat wonders. So these Sesame Street hat wonders, yes, I did go a little crazy with them and bought a few and went ahead and finished them all. So that's something that we talked about as well. So you could see that. And then I also shared with you a pillow that I put together just using paddles. This was kind of like my prototype. I think what after looking at this some more, I think what I'm going to be doing is I am going to, instead of doing this with a panel, I'm going to do it with the tube so that it is double knit, because I did notice when you pull on it a little bit, you do see the pillow that I have inside is a little bit darker, so you kind of see that coming through. So I think what I'm going to do is do the tube so that it's double knitted and then just kind of see how that works out. So the flower, I'll probably keep the same, maybe just adjust here and there a little bit. But this is something that, we talked about last week. And, if you want to get some more details on this, just go ahead and go back to that video. Okay, let me see. There were a couple other little things that we also hit on. I did get a new tension for the Addy machine. So it's a little plastic piece that you can put on your Addy machine so you can kind of regulate your tension. So I did show that as well. Couple pros and cons on that we talked about. So if you're interested in any of those things, just go ahead and look at last week's live. So what do we have for this week? So I don't have any holidays today. I mean, there were a few, but they weren't really crafting related. So I didn't kind of put any holidays that were out there. So didn't really see anything that was something that kind of sparked my interest. But I'm sure there's some kind of holiday out there for someone. So you can check your holidays calendar. Alrighty, and now for this week, I've got a couple of different things that I want to show you, and I was trying to figure out the right order to put them in, but I'm just going to kind of just sporadically go through some of the things. There was one thing that we kind of mentioned last week, and I didn't have one, and I just happened to go to Hobby Lobby, and I was able to pick up something that they had on clearance. I got it for $3.74. And this is a rotary cutter blade sharpener. And I don't know about the brand. I mean, it's by Sewology. So this is a lot, you know, of their type of brandings. Let me just give you guys a little bit of a close-up. And I was just kind of curious to see how this thing really worked. So I went ahead and I opened it, and I just wanted to show you guys because it looked like it was pretty simple. It does come with like a little plasticky handle, and it does have a little magnet, a tiny magnet on the end of it. So I thought that was kind of neat because it does help you kind of pick up the blade and put it into the machine versus you know, kind of holding it. And, you know, hopefully you wouldn't cut yourself when you're holding it on the edge. So a little bit of a safety gadget for that. So that I really liked. But the way this thing works, you kind of just open it up. And there's two sizes for this specific one. So this one will sharpen a 28 millimeter rotary cutter. And it also does a 45 millimeter one. Now, I'm sure there are other ones that are out there that maybe do the 60, which is the larger one. But I've also seen some electric ones that you can buy and you can plug in, and they do all three sizes. And so I don't know if those are kind of really worth it. I've seen it in Amazon like around the $50, $60 range. So if it's worth it, I'm not sure. I haven't really gone out and gotten this. So I just wanted to kind of keep with this one. It was only $4. And I mean, how often do you really sharpen your blades? I know a lot of people just kind of buy the blades, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, if you want to go ahead and look into that, I did see it on Amazon. You may or may not want to buy that or not. Let me just see something in the chat here. I think, did someone have a question? Oh, okay. That will save you a lot of money on buying new rotary blade cutters. Yes. And does that sharpener work well? Judy Bowers asking. Well, that's what we kind of want to take a look at here. And the way this kind of works, let me just grab. See, I have a Fiskars 28 millimeter rotary blade here. And this one's fairly new, so I know it really doesn't need much sharpening. But what you would do is basically take the blade out. And what you would need to do is then take, there's two pieces. So this one's for the 28 and this one's for the 45. And you would put the blade inside here. And then what you would do is you're using the magnet. You would kind of see how that kind of attaches to it. You would take the blade, you would put it here so you wouldn't have to hold it on the edges. And then what you would do is you would find the side that says 28 millimeter, which happens to be this side. Since this one does two sizes, you know, there's one side for 28 and there's one side for 45. So once you have the blade inside here, what you do is they have these two little black dots. You just kind of line that up with it. So you would put this here and then you would line up the black dot on the other one. So let me just kind of put it in so you could see this. So here you have one side of it. You would put the blade here or here, whatever is more comfortable. And then you would look for, where's the other black dot here? And you'd have to line them up. Okay, once you have them lined up, you kind of snap it snug together. And then the idea is it has this rubbery side here. You just kind of roll it like this. And what it's doing inside is it's rotating the blade and it's just sharpening it against these little ceramic pieces that it has inside. And so it just, you roll it like that. So it's not too bad. 1 minute tip says that looks complicated. No, it's really not complicated. It's not bad at all. All you have to do is put the blade inside, close it up, and make sure that you line up the little black dots, and then you just roll it. And you just continue to roll it, and then you just open it back up, and that's it. Your blade is sharpened, and you can put it back onto your rotary cutter. So I haven't used it just yet because mine is pretty new, although I've been doing a lot of paper piecing, and my blades kind of go really fast, especially when I do a lot of those, because I tend to do stacks of little cuts all the time. So at some point I'm gonna go ahead and use it, but I wanted to just let you guys know that the tools are out there. I did get this one for $4. It was just on clearance. I'm sure there's probably better brands out there or better machines, but you know, since I was just looking to just try it out, you know, I just saw it, and so I picked it up, and I thought I'd just show it to you guys to let you know, these gadgets are available out there. But they also have the electric ones that you can plug in, and they do, you know, all 3 sizes for the rotary blades. So it's an option that's out there. If you guys don't have one, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can pick up these lower price ones, or, you know, if you're okay with spending a little bit more money, I'm sure you can go on Amazon and get the like electric ones and probably nicer ones. But I wanted to just kind of show that over to you guys. So let me put this to the side because I have a couple other things that I picked up that I did want to show you guys as well. Like I said, I was at Hobby Lobby, and they had a few things on clearance that I thought, hey, these are things that I could use. So I got this for 49 cents. And they're just iron-on patches. There are 4 of them, so 4 different colors. Again, it's the Zoology branding from Hobby Lobby. And it's just the different colors. This one has white, blue, like a beige, and kind of like a brown or dark beige. And they're just iron-on patches, which is basically just the fabric with the adhesive on the back. And when you apply heat to it, it will attach. But one thing, if you're doing a little project to, do little applique pieces or things like that, or if you have templates and you want to cut out certain shapes, you can do that and just kind of add it to whatever, a bag or whatever project it is you're working on that has the fabric. So 49 cents, not bad. I picked it up. I thought, that wouldn't be bad. And then one thing that I thought was really great, I found for 99 cents, and this is grip fabric. Let me give you guys a close-up of this. So I'm not sure how well it's going to show on the camera. Grip fabric is basically used for when, let's say you're trying to make little socks or slippers or something. They're items where you want it to not slip and slide all over the place. So this kind of helps grip things so it doesn't fall, or so you don't fall or slip. And this fabric, it's, let's see, it gives you, it's 11 inches by 19.9 inches. So quite a lot. And for 99 cents, not too bad. I know that I was doing some little booties with the yarn, And I did buy the little glue that you can put on there that will make it not slip and slide. But if you're doing something, let's say out of fabric, you know, you may want to also use this on the bottom, and you can put that as well so you don't slip and slide on that too. But all of these things were reduced, so I think they have like a lot of clearance things going on right now. So for 49 cents and 99 cents, really can't beat it. So I did just pick up a couple of those and I put them on the side because I know at some point I will be using them. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. So getting ready for Easter. So like I mentioned, I do like to do a lot of paper piecing, and I'm currently taking a little class with Crafty Gemini. So she's one of my favorite YouTubers out there. If you guys haven't seen her videos or anything, she does great tutorials on sewing, quilting, knitting, and all kinds of things. And I'm taking one of her classes, and one of the free templates that she puts, this is like the pre-work for the class, are doing these paper piecings. So these are kind of like Easter-ish colors. So I thought that these would be a great introduction to the things that, you know, we're looking at. So if you look at these, this is just the first one. And this is just kind of like the practice one for one of her courses. And in the back, you see the little template. So this is just one that, you know, I'm putting together. I do have probably some stacks behind me here that I cut up and working on, because I'll probably be putting this as either a wall hanging or some type of a little mini quilt. These are like these little sunburst things, and I thought they lined up pretty well. And I enjoy making these and paper piecing, and also doing English paper piecing. So I like cutting up these little tiny pieces and putting them all together and making designs. I think this is just a lot of fun. So this is something that, you know, I thought was really neat. I really liked the colors on it. And I thought this would be a great intro to, you know, Easter and all the spring items that are coming out. So I think you guys are still, I know a lot of you guys are up north. There's still a lot of snow going on there. It's still a little cold, but I figured maybe just bring in this little bit of sunshine will brighten up your day, and maybe this, you know, will help you kind of look forward to spring that's coming up pretty soon. Before you know it, we will be there. Let me just make sure you guys have any questions or any tips or anything that you guys are working on. Let me know in the chat. So let's see. Judy says, I've been hearing all about Hobby Lobby clearances. Guess I better go check it out. Yes, I try to go as often as I can because it changes up all the time, and they seem to always have some type of clearance. And, you know, you got to be patient and, you know, circle the store, because they're not like advertised really, you know, just kind of look. So I have my favorite spots that I like to go to when I go to the store. And I do like, you know, like the sewing section, the knitting section, the yarn section, you know, it's just little sections that I go to, and I look for these little knickknacks, you know, and they're things that you know you're going to use. So you might as well pick them up when you see them on clearance. So I just like to go there. But of course, I still like my Dollar Tree stores. Let's see. Oh no, 1 Minute Tip says, drove all the way there and they were closed. I had no clue. The hubby was not happy. Well, they are closed on Sundays. At least down here they are. I think they are everywhere. They are closed on Sundays, so they're only open, you know, you have to go, if you're going for the weekend, you'd have to go on Saturdays. So definitely. Okay, so I have a couple more things to show you. And let me just get some of this out of my way. Okay, so one of the things that I did pick up, and I just thought that these were really pretty colors, and I know that this would be a fun project to do for embroidery. So as you're getting ready for Easter dinner and family and springtime, or maybe you just want to decorate your table, you know, there's a couple things that they had in Hobby Lobby that are currently on sale. These I got for about $5, and it's a pack of 4. These are these napkins, And I just thought the colors were really, really adorable. And I think for embroidery, it would really make a nice set. So I love the finish on the ends. It has this little crocheted edge. And I thought that if you just embroider something really beautiful here, it would really make this pop. And I did get it in 2 colors, so I got 2 packs of it. I got it in this really pretty yellow, and then the second one is in this pink. Let me just pull that one out so you could see it. Here we go. These are the 2 colors that I got. Now, I got them for $5, and I know usually they, you know, for their sales, they'll start, you know, at a certain discount, and then they'll continue to change it over and over again. So the price may even come down some more as we get closer and closer to the season. But I wanted to kind of be ready and wanted to make some of these for myself. Now, if you have fabric at home, you can easily make this as well. Now, the only thing you would have to do, if I open this up, you could see that what they have here are the mitered corners. So, oops, let me just see if I can show this a little better. So you could see the mitered corner there on the edge. And then what they did was they went ahead and crocheted one kind of little design all the way around. So, you know, it does come out really pretty. And I think this, along with some embroidery on the end, will really make this beautiful. And you can personalize it, you know, whether you do a name, initials, some monograms, or you can just do a little design, or just cater it just for Easter and put some Easter designs on there. I mean, it's totally, you know, whatever you want to do. But I think these colors would really look nice on the table. And they did have the table runner that I was able to get. Now, regular price is $19.99. I paid $10. So I thought it was worth it only because this table runner with the napkins I thought would really look really pretty for the table. And then I really loved this. I know this isn't like real like crochet. This is like a machine crochet on the end. But worst case, I could always take this off and put my own spin to it and my own crochet on here. And I could also embroider on this as well if I wanted to. And I think it's very well made. So I thought, you know, between the two, the napkins and the table runner, I think my table's kind of all set. But again, if you have some fabric at home, you can easily make your own table runner, but you can just take the concepts of these. So you could take the table runner after you've made it, which is really just the 2 fabrics together sewed, right? And then you can do on the edges, you can either add trim or some of the rickrack that we were looking at last week. You can add some rickrack here on the edge, or you can go ahead and crochet something really simple on the edge. So let's see if I have this anywhere. At some point, I had these little kind of headband type things that I had crocheted, and something like this is what you could use on the edge. Of course, it wouldn't be like this color, like you choose a prettier yarn and something, but you can go ahead and crochet something as simple as this, which probably didn't even take me more than 5 minutes to do. And you can do maybe even half of this, so you wouldn't do like the whole thing, you would just do half, so it would look kind of like that, and then you could put that on the edges, so that would make it, you know, a little bit different. So you would have something that you made to add to an item that you purchased from the store. So it kind of just gives it that little personalization that you can do. So that's just a couple of ideas that are out there. And I know some of you guys, you know, are sellers either on Etsy, or you have craft shows that you do. So those are just some ideas for you to do. If you didn't want to spend time making the table runner itself, you can buy a table runner, you know, and it doesn't have to be Hobby Lobby. I'm sure there's tons of other places where you can get table runners from, and you can just personalize them and just add a little trim on the end, or take some of the rickracs that we were looking at, and you can even do them on the sides. So it would really be up to you how you did it, but these are some ideas that you can kind of take and then just apply them and sell them. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and embroider on here, you could. Now, this particular table runner is a little busy. So you could see it has a lot of the little flowers and the Easter eggs. So it could be a little complicated to try to embroider something like this, because when you're looking at embroidery, you want your threads and your design to kind of pop. You want it to stand out. So in order to do that, you don't want to pick something that has something busy like this, because it's going to drown out what you are trying to display, and it won't really pop as well. So, you know, that's something to consider when you're picking out the table runner. So what I decided to do, since this was already kind of busy, I decided that maybe I'm not going to crochet, I'm not going to embroider this, but it does have this crocheted look, and I may add something to this. And I already have the napkins that I can use, and the napkins themselves can be embroidered. And I think that would really look good because it won't get overshadowed. So the table runner that has that busy pattern look to it will be offset with the napkins that'll be nearby them, which will be personalized with some type of embroidery design. So you see where that contrast, your eyes would be targeted towards this table runner because it has that busy look, but then they would also be targeted to the napkins because you have that design or the embroidered item on here. And it has a very light crocheted edge on them, which I thought was really pretty. So these are kind of how you could kind of put tables together or make little displays that would attract the attention of someone. So if you have a booth, let's say, and you're trying to get someone to kind of come to your booth, you know, you got to put things that are eye-catching, something that'll draw the people towards you, so that when they get to your booth, you know, once they're there, they may be more inclined to buy something since they're now in front of your booth. So these kinds of displays with something that you really want to show off, so that would bring the traffic over to you. So just wanted to share those tips with you. This is, again, just something that I found, and, you know, I thought they were just really beautiful colors, and I definitely will be using these for the upcoming Easter holiday. Now, one other thing that I did want to talk about was something I thought was really a lot of fun, and I couldn't really find too much videos or anything on this. I just thought it was pretty neat, and I think it's pretty easy to do. So let me just show you here. Now I'm going to show you something. So this is something that I bought from Walmart. You guys have probably all seen these before. So this, it says Beach Life. They have the ones that say hello sunshine, do not disturb. They have so many different floppy hats. And I love floppy hats. I think they are the cutest thing. I mean, they can really dress up a little outfit that you have, or, you know, you can dress it down. You can wear it out if you're doing some gardening or if you're going to the beach. There's so many things that you can do with these. But what I really loved about these is there's so many different ways that you can personalize them. So this one I got at Walmart. Now, to me, it was a little pricey. It was $15. I found that to be a bit much, but I wanted to just kind of show you guys an example. Now, what I did find is you can buy these, and I found them in AliExpress, and I can tell you, I saw them. They're the exact same floppy hats. They had all different colors, and you can get them. They had them for $4.15, and then it was, that's before tax, and then it was $4.74 for shipping from China to the US. So I paid $15 in Walmart. You can get it for $4.15. Now, if you have an Etsy shop or you're selling these, you know, that's a pretty big difference versus going to the store, picking them up, and then personalizing. The ones that I saw, obviously, they have them without the print on here, so you can get them just plain, and then you can embroider, you know, a saying, you know, whatever you want on here, and you can personalize it with the person's name, you know, or whatever, you know. Now, the other thing that I really like about these is they use this little ribbon as the trim, and there's so many things that you can do with that. Now, this ribbon just has a couple of glue dots all the way around, and that's what's holding it to the actual hat. Now, this particular one is done with HTV. So if you guys have a Cricut machine out there, you can easily make these with your Cricut machine, and you can just put them any saying that you want, or you can put a design, you know, whatever you want on here, and then you would just print it out with your Cricut machine on HTV and get the heat press, and you would just press it on and lift up the transfer tape, and you would have your design, or, you know, your fonts, whatever it is that you're putting on here. I thought this was really cute, and then you can dress it up with, again, all the rickrack that I've been showing you that you can get, or if you have a really pretty ribbon, you can do that as well. So what I wanted to do is kind of take this and kind of just figure out, well, this was $15. That's a lot. Yeah, you can get it at AliExpress. So I'm sure, you know, for you sellers out there, you can definitely get that as a better deal, or maybe that Timo. I mean, there's tons of other places that you can go to get it cheaper. But of course, I had to head over to my Dollar Tree store. Now, the quality from the Dollar Tree store is not going to be the same quality as this one, right? So this one is a little nicer. It doesn't have any holes. It does have the ridges. So if you look carefully on here, now see if I can show this to you. You can see where the ridges are, right? So it does have these little bumps or these little waves that you'll have to think about, right? So if you're doing HTV like they did on this one, let's see if I can show this close up to you. You can see how the vinyl is going in between the ridges. So you do have to be careful that whatever design you're doing, make sure that it is a thick type of, let's say if it's a font, make sure it's a pretty thick font, because if you do something too thin, it will kind of fall out between the ridges, and then what you'll have is you'll have your HTV, and then you'll have like a line in between, because the vinyl will kind of fall off because it's just too thin. So I think that's why they use this thicker font, so it kind of adheres better to the actual fabric. So I think that, you know, this one is not a bad job. But if you're doing one from scratch from home, you will just want to be careful on the type of design or the font that you're using to put onto these hats. Now, if you're doing embroidery, you also want to keep that in mind. So I want to show you some examples of ones that I did. And I used a sticky stabilizer, and then I used water soluble on the top when I embroidered it. It's because I just, you know, it's not, again, it's not the same quality as this, because I used it for ones from the Dollar Tree, because I wasn't going to buy another $15 hat. So what I did was I went to the Dollar Tree and bought a couple of those, and then I tried it out on that. So there were a couple things that I did, and I'm going to show you a couple more ideas that you can do to sell these, because I mean, these are pretty cute. I mean, you can put this kind of saying on the back, you know, when you put it on, or you could have it on the front. I mean, there's different ways you can wear this, but I mean, they are cute. I mean, you know, kind of cute. So many things you can do with this. You know, if you want to put it on the front, you could do that too, right? Or you can leave it on the back and then just have it showing on the back. But, you know, I mean, we're in Florida, so, you know, here it gets pretty hot. So, you know, doing gardening and stuff, you can use this, or going to the beach. It's can really, you can do a little sundress and get one of these. It's really cute. So let's see the ones that I tried out. Now, again, the quality is not the same, right? It is Dollar Tree, but you don't want to spend that much money, and they are much smaller. So maybe you want to get this for a child. All right, so here's one, and I tried it 2 different ways. I'm going to show you 2 different techniques that I used. This was one that I was not too crazy about. So this is what it looks like. When I originally bought, well, actually, let me show you the way it came. This is what it looks like when you purchased it from the Dollar Tree. So they do a pretty good job. They do put a little pretty ribbon on it that has a little bow in the back. You know, it's not as big as the floppy hat, so it doesn't flop all that much, but maybe you don't want such a big hat, right? And this one is like a beige color. So not for $1.25, it's really not a bad deal. So not too bad. So what I'm doing now is I wanted to kind of experiment with it and see, you know, what it looked like. So what I did was I removed the little ribbon. And like I said, these are just glued on. They're just like little dots of glue all the way around. So you just kind of carefully, you know, kind of undo it. It's really not too bad. And once I took it all off, you know, I have the ribbon here on the side. You can reuse this for something else if you'd like, right? And then I took it off. So you can see once I took it off, there was no damage to the hat. You know, the hat itself, it's still fine. And so I decided to try a couple things. So the first thing I did was I wanted to try to embroider right onto the flap of the hat, or the brim of the hat, I guess it's called, right? So I went ahead and embroidered, and it does say Abuela on it. Yep. I can get this right. Here we go. And it came out pretty good. Again, I used sticky stabilizer, and I did water soluble on top. I wished I used a bigger font. I was a little afraid it was, you know, not gonna fit. Now I did this with my SE 1900, my brother machine. So the biggest hoop size that I could do is a 5x7, because I don't have the Embrilliance software. So what I did was just use this font, and this was my kind of first test run just to see how it came out. And it didn't come out too bad, but, you know, kind of plain. So I decided I needed to kind of dress it up a little bit. So I went ahead and got ribbon, and I just put the ribbon around it. And then I just added, you know, the bow in the back. And so when I did that, it kind of made it a little nicer. And let me see if I can, now I'll have to adjust doing that. So you see kind of how it changed the look of the hat, like how it was just so plain, and then now just adding a little piece of ribbon, you know, it does make the hat look a lot cuter. Now what I would do is go ahead and use the glue dots and kind of tack this down, because it does tend to kind of ride up a little bit. So you do have to kind of glue it down a little bit as soon as you get it adjusted. So it takes a little bit just to kind of get it in place. And then once you have it in place, then I would just, you know, glue it there. But you see now it looks a little better. You have the embroidery on top. And then of course I added the little bow in the back. I did take my pinking shears and I did, you know, just a little ducktail on the back. And I thought, you know, that would be a cute little thing for someone to wear either for Easter or, you know, just dress up something. So I did that. I thought, you know, overall, not too bad. Didn't come out as bad as I thought. So what I think I wanted to do, though, after I saw the embroidery, I wasn't, you know, that thrilled with the embroidery, because the problem with having it on the brim here is, since this is not a huge floppy hat and it doesn't really flop, you can't really see what you embroidered here. So you would need to border it up on the top, which is, I mean, these hats are so flexible, like you could probably get it in on the hoop, or even if you want to float it, you could do that. They're so flexible, it's probably easy to work with. So you could do that. But I thought, instead of doing the embroidery on the hat itself, what I thought would look nicer is if I did it on the ribbon itself instead. So let me show you another one. And then this is what I thought, and I'll just turn the hat the other way to kind of just show it to you this way. So what I did here was I just embroidered on the ribbon itself, and you can see that I did a little bit bigger font. Let me see if you could see that. And I did also little flowers on the side. Now, my centering and stuff probably could have been better. I was just kind of winging it just to see if it would work. And I was able to make this. I did use, on this one, I just used tearaway stabilizer. I didn't use the sticky, although you can use the sticky stabilizer. But the tearaway was fine, and then I just kind of sprayed it with some basting spray, and it did stay. And so again, what you would do is kind of just fit it around the hat, and then just maybe tack a couple of drops of glue around the edges there just to hold it down so it does not ride up. But I thought that this was really cute. I thought this would look better on this type of hat because it doesn't have such a huge flop. You'll be able to actually see the embroidery on here. So I think, you know, if you guys have your Etsy shops or your crafting booths, you know, you could just get a bunch of different hats in different colors and then just embroider the ribbons. And then the customer would just pick out whatever color hat they wanted. And then, you know, you would personalize just the ribbon part and put that onto the hat, tack it onto the glue, and you'd be good to go and make your sale. So I thought this would be a great thing to sell if you guys, you know, are interested in doing that. And so again, I also just put the little bow in the back. I used the pinching shears, and I did ducktails in the back. So not a big deal on these. This particular ribbon, it is a 2.5 inch wide ribbon, and this particular one was 10 yards. So, you know, I used maybe about 40 yards of this on the one hat, and this roll has 40 inches on the one hat, and this has about 10 yards. So quite a lot left over. You can get a number of these hats with just one roll of the ribbon. And this one, actually, I got this at Hobby Lobby as well, and also on clearance. So this one, original price is $7.99, and I got it for $1.99. You can see here. It's called His and Hers. Let me see if it has the name of the color. I don't think they do. No, it doesn't have the name of the color on it. I mean, it's just yellow. But this type of ribbon you can use for these hats. Now, I like the way it did come out, but I was concerned with some puckering that could happen here if you do a dense design. Now, you can see on the flower, I really didn't have that issue. but you may want to double up on the stabilizer just in case. So because of that, I wanted to kind of do one more just to see how it would come out. And this time I decided to use a burlap type ribbon. So this ribbon I actually got from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a simple burlap ribbon. And it's a roll of 9 feet of the ribbon, and this one is only 2 inches. Because I did think maybe this one's just a tad too wide on here. So what I wanted to do was try something just a little bit less width. And so the yellow one was 2.5, and this one was 2 inches. And I kind of liked the way it looked on this hat better. So one thing you'll have to look at is, depending on the hat that you get, whether you get these big floppy ones like I got from Walmart, or if you get ones from the Dollar Tree, like you may have to kind of adjust the type of ribbon that you're going to use, or if you're using rickrack, you could do that as well. But you want to look at the width of the items before you put that onto the actual product. So what I did with this one, I went ahead and I embroidered just the word mom. So you can see that here. And I used this font from the Brother SE 1900. This is just, you know, a font. So once I did that, I embroidered it on the ribbon, and then again, you just kind of put it around here. And then I did a little bow in the back, gave it, you know, I didn't do the ducktails. I just kind of used the pinching shears, and then I put the little thing in the back. But I think it came out cute. And on this one, you would just, again, tack down a little bit just so it stays. But, you know, for something that, you know, if you don't think you're going to use hats as much, or, you know, you may want to just not spend a lot of money, you know, you can pick up these little hats at the dollar store. And if you have some ribbon at home, or if you have an embroidery machine, or if you don't have an embroidery machine, you can always just use rickrack and decorate it with that. So those are some fun things to do. And then you just put a pretty bow on the back, you know, decorate it that way. Or you could even just embroider the ends of the actual bow. That could work too. So, you know, a lot of different ideas that you can do with these hats. I know, you know, summer is coming. You know, people will start, you know, pulling out their little floppy hats, going to the beach, and, you know, with their summer dresses and stuff. And these are cute little ideas that you can give as a gift, or if you have a store or a little crafting show that you're going to be doing, you know, these are some great ideas that you can use to sell. So let me just stop. I know I kind of showed a lot, and I want to make sure I answer any questions I have here. Let's see. Boricua, you have to make sure that the ribbon can hold the embroidery, right? Can't use the ones because you can have puckering. Exactly. And that's what I was seeing for some of these. You know, you have to be careful with the puckering and the design that you pick. You don't want the design to be too heavy and the ribbon can't hold it. So, you know, look at the stabilizer that you're using. If you need to double up on it, you can. But there's so many different ones. I found that the burlap one actually held a lot better. And I did like how that came out. It, you know, I had no puckering at all, and, you know, it really stitched out beautifully on here. And I actually think this one looks a lot nicer with this hat. So I like the texture of the burlap with this. I think it worked well together. So I think this is actually probably the winner from them all. Although I did love the yellow color of the ribbon, and I liked how the flowers did come out. Those did not pucker at all. So, you know, this could probably do a second try on these, but it's really gonna just depend on, you know, what you want to do with it. They have so many different ribbons with different colors. You can do these little teal colors as well. and you can put that onto the hat. You know, it really depends the colors that you want to pick. They have so many different, especially now with, you know, Easter coming up, they've got all the Easter stuff out. So this is the time to pick up all of these like pastel type colors that'll really dress up your hat. Let's see. So Judy says a little girl's white hat with Easter colored ribbon with a couple of bunnies and flowers or jelly beans. Oh, and a mom's hat to match. Oh yes, that would be so, so cute. Yeah, you know, with the little girls, they'll love this stuff, you know, and you can have mommy and me hats. They would just love it. That's adorable. Let's see. And it doesn't just have to be for Easter. You could just have a mommy and me day, you know, or grandma and me day, you know, and just have them dress up in their hats and, you know, do the little tea, even if you just stay home and do a little tea party or something. They really like that stuff, and this would be really something that they can express themselves with little designs, or you can put things on the ribbons, or, you know, just do even the rickrack. Definitely. Let's see. Oh, you can do a rolling hem on the edge of the ribbon with a serger. Yep, I don't have a serger, but sure, if you guys have sergers out there, that's another idea. Definitely. My mind is just rolling today, Judy says. Let's see. 1 Minute Sip says that between the trivia, Miss Nancy, and you all, I really learn and have a great time. Love it. Oh, thanks. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy it. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, definitely so many different ideas that you can do with these things, guys. It's just, you know, ideas are endless, and you really don't have to spend all that much money on these. You know, like I said, in AliExpress, you can get them pretty cheap, or you can just go to the dollar store if you know, don't care for the huge floppy things, or, you know, if you're okay with spending a little bit more money, you can just do the ones that you get in Walmart. So definitely, you know, there's choices out there. You know, there's a budget for everyone, as I like to say. And, you know, I think that they're really neat. I mean, they're cute. I don't mind the Dollar Tree one either. You know, like I'll have to adjust the little ribbon a little bit and tack it down with the glue once I have it in place. But there's just so many things that you can make with these. They're really, really cute. Okay, let me see if I missed anything here. Let's see. We talked about the rotary cutter sharpener. We talked about all the different floppy hats. So we've got Walmart, we've got Dollar Tree that you can get them in. You can embroider the ribbon or the actual hat itself. And let's see. Oh, guys, I do have a video coming out today that we didn't get a chance to release it during the week, but it is coming out later this afternoon. So, you know, check it out. This is on the Addy machine that we were able to fix. So this is the one with the broken needle. So if you have an Addy machine and you break a needle, I give you a step-by-step instruction on how to fix it. So just look out for that today, because that is going to be coming out. I think we already have that one scheduled. Let's see. And just some shout outs out there. So I see we can have a couple other people. I see Tammy out there, Tammy Jones. Hey, thanks for joining. You know, just if you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and drop it in the chat and let's interact with each other. I know there's a few people. So Crafty with Robin, I know she has her channel. I joined in yesterday. I participated with Laura's Yarn Talk, and she's a really sweet lady. And they do lives, usually on Sunday is when I catch her, but I don't know her full schedule. I'll have to go out and check. But really sweet ladies, they crochet, and you know, I think it's really neat to kind of just listen in, and I enjoy participating in the live while I'm crocheting or knitting. So there's different things, ideas that they share and talk about. So that's another one. If you haven't checked her out, it's called Laura's Yarn Talk. She's a really sweet lady. I liked participating on her channel. We've got Boricua Sewing and Crafts, so my sister. So you guys, I think, all know that she does everything pretty much embroidery. And there's a couple others out there. So, you know, drop in your YouTube channel name in the comments so that we can kind of interact and have some fun with each other. So guys, I think that's it. That's all I have for you today. So I want to thank you guys for joining and tuning in with our Saturday Crafternoon. And I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.